the quarter-finals. Petro de Luanda beating Mamelodi Sundowns 3-2 on aggregate, and Wydad edging out Belouizdad of Algeria by a single goal to nil on aggregate. And this Petro team relying heavily on their performances at home in the competition this season. They beat Wydad here in the group stage in February. They beat their Angolan rivals Sagrada Esperança home and away, but both games were played in Luanda. And they drew with Zamalek here before beating Sundowns in the last round. You compare that to their away record. The only away fixture they've won in this season's competition was against Sagrada Esperança here. So then the teams come out in this cauldron of noise in the 11th of November Stadium in Luanda this Saturday afternoon. Blazing sunshine, temperatures rising, and it's going to be hot on the pitch when the action gets underway in this first CAF Champions League semi-final first leg. Petro de Luanda of Angola against the two-time African champions Wydad Casablanca.
Times that we share.
At Total Energies, we go the extra mile for you.
OneXBet. Anyone can get lucky.
Football is a sport played with a ball of a circumference of 70 centimeters. Studs. On a grass-covered field.
There's not only one football. There's not only one way to get closer to football.
Orange.
To what we saw in the ties played in North Africa in the quarter-finals. Some very late kickoffs due to Ramadan. Matches not finishing until midnight or later. This one in the middle of the afternoon here in Luanda. The two captains, Thiago Azulao and Yahya Jabrane, certainly among the players to look out for today. Jabrane, the Wydad captain, scored some very important goals in this season's competition. He has 3, and he is the chief penalty taker in this Wydad team. We saw there the VAR room. We do have VAR now in the knockout stages of this season's Champions League, as the Petro de Luanda players take the acclaim of the huge support here today in the 11th of November Stadium. Crowds back across the continent after that dark period due to the pandemic of fans being locked out. And what an atmosphere we have today. So we're underway then, this first Champions League semi-final Petro de Luanda up against the two-time champions Wydad Casablanca. It's the third meeting of these clubs in the competition this season. And Petro de Luanda looking to continue their impressive home record in this season's Champions League, as Wydad have the first attempt on goal. Ayman El Assouni blazing over the bar for Walid Regragui's side. Alexandre Santos, the Portuguese coach of Petro de Luanda. The Angolans were 2-1 winners when the teams met here in the group stage. In contrast, they lost 5-1 in the return in Casablanca. And that shows you the importance for them of getting a positive result here today. Thiago Azulá with the layoff. Yano, the number 9, with the ball out to the left-hand side. This is Tok Carneiro with the inviting cross towards the back post. Tanyauti, the goalkeeper, flailing at that one, still alive here for the home side. Cross in from the right flank by Gleison, kept alive by Tok Carneiro on the left here. Good pressure from the home side. Tok Carneiro checking his run, giving it back to Jabrane, the number 29. The dipping cross towards the back post, and the corner conceded, the first of the game. Well, this is exactly what Alexandre Santos would have wanted from his team at the start of the game. Lots of intensity as they go out looking for the early goal. It's going to be the Brazilian Gleison to deliver. Tanyauti and the Wydad defence waiting for this in-swinging corner from the right. It's more of a floated ball in the end. Back to Tok Carneiro again. Still going. Holds up the cross, headed away from the edge of the 6-yard box. This is an excellent start to the game from the home side. Gleison, Eddie Afonso making the run ahead of him, and the assistant referee spotted the infringement from the Wydad left-back, Yahya Attiat Allah. Hand into the throat. How they would love an early goal. Really, you feel that they need the early goal if they're to stand a chance of winning this tie and becoming the first Angolan team to reach the final of the Champions League. Jabrane and Gleison standing over this free kick. Will it be the left foot of Gleison or the right foot of Jabrane? Jabrane walking away from it. Gleison will deliver. Headed on at the near post by the captain, Thiago Azulá. He's the big star to look out for today. In his second spell with the club after a stint in Cyprus. He's 34 now. And the Brazilian, the top scorer in this season's Champions League. Netted the opening goal in the 2-1 win here against Wydad in February. Scored a brace in the 3-0 win against Sagrada Esperança in March, and scored the only goal in the other game against their Angolan rivals. That was a penalty on that occasion. Cross in from the Wydad right this time. Side with that back four, and the Brazilian William Suarez anchoring the midfield, sometimes dropping in between the two central defenders. Last man on the ball now, Megi, gives them extra solidity in the middle. They've got the two wingers, Gleison on the right, Jabrane on the left. And then Thiago Azulao floating around in support of Yano up front. Reminder that you can follow all the action in this season's Champions League on the usual digital platforms. Hashtag Total Energies, CAFCL, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and TikTok for all the latest from this season's competition. Free kick given away by Yano for the foul on the Wydad captain Yahya Jabrane. Angolan international striker up front for the home team. Yahya Jabrane, key man in the Wydad midfield. Helped on by Mbenza. Buddy Hauk trying to run onto that ball, coming in from the right-hand side, header away. Farhan looking for the long ball forward towards Mbenza. Ball holding up on the playing surface here, and Wydad have their first corner of the game. Mbenza's the leading scorer in the Moroccan Botola, the domestic league this season, with 12 goals. He's contributed 15 in all. The Congolese striker, certainly one to look out for today. Yahya Attiat Allah coming across to take the corner on his left foot. It will be an in-swinging ball. Packed stadium here. Yellow shirts everywhere around us. Swinging ball which is punched away by Wellington Lima, the goalkeeper. Carneiro in field to Megi, heavy first touch, immediately pressed by Hemud. Jabrane anchoring the midfield, and then El Asuni and Hemud in front of him. Looks a bit like a 4-1-4-1 for Wydad today. Mbenza obviously leading the line. Zouair El Mutaraji, number 7 on the left-hand side, and Badi Aouk on the right. Controlling the midfield will be key today. Megi with the ball out to this near side, looking at Idi Afonso, had made the run forward. Throw in taken quickly. Thiago Azulao was the target. Gleison trying to leave it for him. Picked up by the unmistakable figure of Pedro Pinto, the Portuguese centre-back, the number 4 on the ball here. Pinto gets it again. Club in Angola at the moment against the leading club in Morocco at the moment. Who will make it through to the final of this season's Champions League? Free kick is given. Foul by Badi Aouk against Carneiro. Are heavily involved in the way this Petro Luanda team plays. Nigerian referee just keeping an eye on any pushing and shoving in the penalty box. The free kick aimed towards Yano, partially cleared away. Wydad would have been preparing for a bit of an onslaught in the early stages of this match. Every outfield player at the moment is in the Wydad half of the field. Took Carneiro forwards. Comes back to Tanyauti, a slightly awkward one for the goalkeeper to deal with. 0-0, 10 minutes in. There's a time which you would expect goals over the two legs. Jabrane out to this near side for El Mutaraji. Yahya, Attiat, Aller making the run forward from left back. Infield to El Asuni. Forced back towards his own goal, and he's won the free kick there. William Suarez hassling, harrying, going a bit too far according to the referee. Running behind for the goal kick. Rigragi on the touchline, watching on. The coach of this Wydad side, he was appointed last August. He is overseeing an excellent season. 3 points clear at the top of the domestic league from Raja with 8 games remaining. It's between the two Casablanca giants for the title. Wydad, of course, not in action this weekend. That lead was actually completely cancelled out last night because Raja were 2-0 winners at home to Difa El Jadida. Meaning that they're now level on points with Wydad at the summit. Wydad, of course, have a game in hand to come, but that won't be played until the 18th of May. As they get this semi-final out of the way first. It may be that having their concentration on the Champions League could have an adverse effect on their chances of retaining the domestic title up against their great city rivals. Free kick to Wydad. Again, a long ball forward, looking for Zuhair El Mutaraji on the left. Forced back the way. El Asuni. Dari with the ball out to the right flank this time. Adi Aouk. Ball into the middle. Turned behind by Pedro Pinto for another corner. He was perfectly positioned there, the number 4. Pedro Pinto. Les Oish in his home country before coming here last July. Les Oish, club from just outside the city of Porto. So what can Wydad do with the second corner kick? Header away by Quinito. Maybe a chance for a break forward here. Put in by Thiago Azulao, but collected by El Asuni. And a foul by Thiago Azulao. Brazilian who played for a series of his clubs in his homeland before making the move overseas. Never played at the very highest level really in Brazil. Never a player for one of the giants of the Brazilian game, but he's gone on to be revered here in Luanda. Yahya Attiat Aller will take this free kick again. It's going to be his left foot to deliver the in-swinging ball from the right flank. 6 white shirts forward in the penalty box. One man in the wall, Sharedi. You can really call it a wall. The ball's a dangerous one, it's got all the way through. And Wydad Casablanca take the lead here in Luanda. Well, Yahya Attiat Allah took the free kick. Did anybody get a touch to it? As it travelled through that sea of bodies in the box. It's a dream start to this semi-final for the Moroccans. And it may just have come off. A home player on its way. I think it was Thiago Azulao, the captain, who might have got a slight touch to that ball. Yes, indeed he did. The top scorer in this season's Champions League, putting through his own net. And Wydad Casablanca in front here against Petro de Luanda. What a way to silence the home crowd. Yahya Attiat Allah taking the acclaim, and nonetheless it is an own goal. Thiago Azulao. Let's see what the response is from the home team. Leal, the real name of the Petro de Luanda captain. Thiago Azulao is how he is widely known. Azulao literally meaning big blue in Portuguese. He was the target of that ball through. You see the name on the back of his shirt, number 26. To pick himself up from scoring that own goal. Afonso, Oliver Graghi conducting the Wydad orchestra from the edge of his technical area. As the home side look to find a way back into this game. Claeson's pass looking for Yano, intercepted. Picked up by Pedro Pinto. Portuguese touch to this Petro de Luanda side. Alexandre Santos was appointed last August. Pedro Pinto had just arrived from Portugal. Interception by El Asuni. Can Wydad control this first leg and give themselves a lead to take back to Casablanca for the return? Really important now for the home side to find a way back into this first leg and have something to take to Morocco next week. It's the last group game just a month ago. Wydad winning 5-1 in Casablanca. We're 3-0 up at half-time on that occasion. Enough for them to clinch top spot in the group in pretty emphatic fashion. In 2019-20 group stage, these teams met as well. Wydad won 4-1 at home on that occasion. both occasions. The Angolans got a good result at home. At the moment they trail 1-0 in this semi-final first leg, and the determination of Yano to chase down that attempted clearance, get an equalising goal. Slightly ambitious appeals for a handball. Ashraf Dari seen that ball come up off his thigh. Did it maybe brush his hand on the way past? William Suarez. Free kick given. The crowd was whipped up into frenzy in the early minutes, but their enthusiasm has been dampened a bit by the early goal. This Champions League semi-final weekend. Ball into the penalty box, turned away by Farhan, picked up by Gleison. Looking for an option out wide, couldn't find one, and that ball runs through to the goalkeeper. Not too much to worry about for Tanyauti for the moment. Just a reminder that later this evening in Cairo, Al Ahly, chasing a third consecutive Champions League crown, take on Entente Setif of Algeria in the first leg of their semi-final. Be a late kickoff in Cairo. (9 p.m) Here it's coming up towards 2:30 in the afternoon in Luanda. Alexandre Santos and his Petro de Luanda side trailing by 1-0. Trying not to let the frustration get to them in these early minutes here. The own goal by Thiago Azulao, usually found putting the ball in the net at the other end. Afonso, Quinito, Angolan international centre-back, the partner of Pedro Pinto. Gleison coming inside again. So, nice build-up play from the home team, but the clearance by Yahya Attiat Allah, and whose free kick brought the goal. Cries from the home fans to shoot from range, but this was aimed at Eddie Afonso. Yano could have been selfish and gone for goal. I think he realised that scoring from that kind of range would have been very difficult indeed. "35 metres out he was. It is hot today, and 25 minutes in, time for a water break. Petro Luanda, remember, top of the Girabola here in Angola and very much on course to take the title. That would be a significant achievement for them, given their record in recent years. Last season they just missed out to Sagrada Esperança in a remarkable finish to the season. Sagrada Esperança finishing 3 points clear at the top. It all came down to a decisive final game of the season, which Sagrada Esperança won by 1-0. Thiago Azulão actually missed a very important penalty in that game in the end. Sagrada Esperança were the champions, the club from the far north of the country. The town of Dundu. Petro of Luanda looking for a first domestic title this year since 2009. See the likes of 1 de Agosto and Recreativo do Libolo winning multiple titles in the intervening period. They are very much on top in terms of possession at the moment today, 73%. But they trail, and Wydad could be in again here. The ball held up towards the back post now. Landed on the roof of the net. And the referee has given a decision the home team's way. Took Carneiro was the defender here. Awkward bounce on that ball. Attempted cross. Badiaouk got badly wrong, but he was penalised anyway. Starting today, brought into the team, one of the two changes from the side that lined up against Belouizdad of Algeria in the second leg of the quarter-final. Well, good running. Jaredi looking for Yano in the middle. Just couldn't find a yellow shirt in the penalty box. Picked up again now by Eddie Afonso. Jaredi has been lively. Suarez doesn't tend to venture too far forward, the number 5 there, the Brazilian. Always an option for a pass to keep the move going. This time he will turn back away and give it to Quinito. Picked up now by Gleison. Suarez again. Jaredi, often see took Carneiro ahead of Jaredi on that left flank. The dangerous ball in, headed behind for another corner. Well, they're keeping on going, the home team. A very important touch away from the head of Ashraf Dari. Key player for Wydad Casablanca this season, the number 3, the right-sided central defender. As the corner comes in, the goalkeeper thought about coming out for it. Badiaouk opening up the play to the right-hand side. El Amloud to make the run forward from right back. Switch of play to this near side, a very awkward bounce. There is a bit of an uneven bounce around this pitch here in Luanda. Hardly any shade anywhere. This national stadium, the 11th of November stadium, named after the date when Angola proclaimed independence from Portugal. Here come the home side again. Jaredi coming inside, trying to lift it through towards Yano. Thiago Azulão was waiting in the box as well. The free kick is given. Wellington Lima in the home goal has not had a save to make, really, but he has picked the ball out of his net, the own goal. Wydad Casablanca leading thanks to that. Zulao nodding Yahya Attiat Aller free kick into his own net in the 16th minute. Aller Petro giving it to Mege. Lots of movement in this home team. Gleison coming in field, Jabrane coming in field. Yano dropping deep. Got themselves the free kick. Do with this latest set piece. Gleison and Jabrane again standing over it. Gleison holding it up towards the back post, but watched all the way by Tagnauti. Mbenza Tagnauti, who is a Moroccan international, has been to major tournaments. Rarely actually in the team. Went with Vaid Halilhodžic's squad to the Cup of Nations in Cameroon at the beginning of the year. Difficult though for him to dislodge the #1 Yassine Bounou, playing for a very good Sevilla team in Spain. But Tagnauti will hope to be at the World Cup in Qatar at the end of this year. Aller Petro. Headed on by Thiago Zulao, looking for the head of Yano. Well, it was great determination by him to get something on that ball, but difficult to find a target from there. High above Amin Farhan. Tagnauti to send a kick long downfield in this packed stadium. 40,000 here certainly today. It really is one of the biggest games that an Angolan club team has ever had. Petro Luanda, in just their second ever Champions League semi-final. They lost to Mamelodi Sundowns in 2001. Appeals for a free kick. Yano ending up on the ground, nothing given. Elasuni immediately surrounded by yellow shirts. Thiago Zulao with the touch back to William Suarez. Jabrane, change of pace. Very, very good defending from El Amloud. Mamelodi Sundowns beaten by Petro Luanda in the last round when they got to the final in 2001 after knocking out the Angolans in the semis. It was, surprise, surprise, Al Ahly who beat them in the final. The Cairo Giants, who are the most successful team in history of the competition. They've won it 8 times since the year 2000, completely eclipsing the rest of the continent. Petro Luanda carrying the hopes of all of sub-Saharan Africa in this season's Champions League semi-finals. Dari floats that ball forward towards Mbenza. hasn't had much to play with in this first half, the Wydad number 9. Yahya, Attiat, Aller. They're happy to calm the game down anytime they can get on the ball and play a few passes. And Mutaraji, a little change of pace. The wingers haven't been too heavily involved in this first half. Swayer and Mutaraji on that left-hand side. Afonso sending it forward. Tengwa Zulao couldn't get it under control. Yahya Jabrane just strolling out of the penalty box. Very slack ball though, picked up by Gleison. Feeds it through to Thiago Zulao. Megi thinking about the shot. Closed down by Ashraf Dari. Tocarneiro. Jaredi, Tocarneiro looking to continue his run again. Jabrane is there to mop up the danger. El Asuni back to Jabrane again. El Asuni, the number 10. Mutaraji. This is Yahya Attiat Aller. Well, it's intelligent play from the away side. They have the lead, they can knock the ball about, make their opponents do the chasing, tire themselves out here in the sunshine. Ball lifted forward but picked up by Eddie Afonso. Pedro Pinto. Gleison loves to come in field from the right, looking for Yano or Megi up ahead of him. Gleison, the number 21, the Brazilian. Another one who was playing in Portugal previously. Was on the books at Portimonense, the club from the Algarve region of Portugal. Problem here for Wydad, a knock to the knee, I think. Abdullah Hamoud back on his feet now. Long kick downfield, looking for Mbenza. One in the air by Pedro Pinto. It's good running from Gleison. He's won the free kick as well. He's one of the players who can make something happen for Petro Luanda. Just caught there by Yahya Attiat Aller, and another chance for him to swing a ball in on his left foot from the right-hand side. Jaredi's ball, it's a dangerous one. Awkward trajectory. And it was Amin Farhan who put it behind for another corner. Had plenty of dead ball opportunities in this first half, the home team, but without really looking to seriously trouble the goalkeeper. Tocarneiro was a bit over-ambitious. Cramp already, which is not a good sign for Wydad. I think the home fans interpreting this as a bit of time wasting. Amin Farhan. long kick downfield. They're happy to aim these clearances towards Mbenza and play for the second ball. Attiat Aller. Moroccan league leaders leading by a goal to nil here in Luanda. The early own goal by Thiago Azulão. Mahmoud looking for Elam Lud, who continued his run forward from right back. Excellent play from Yaman El Hassouni to win the free kick. Well, all this is frustrating the home team, frustrating the home supporters. Unbeaten in 12 games in all competitions. Wydad, their last defeat came in late February at home against Hassania Agadir in the domestic league. Beaten in the semi-finals in each of the last 2 seasons, Wydad. It was Kaiser Chiefs who knocked them out 12 months ago. In 2020, it was the inevitable Al Ahly who beat them in the last 4. It could be that they take on Al Ahly in this season's final, of course. They were the runners-up in 2019. On that occasion, it was Esperance who beat them in a controversial final. Heavy touch by Tangnauti. He's rarely been under pressure in his first half, and he nearly put himself into big trouble there. Suarez. Jabrane. Excellent footwork from the left winger. We don't have it back again. El Hassouni just happy to keep possession. And then the long ball forward by Dari, aimed towards Mbenza. Hold it up and wait for the support to come here. Against Quinito, so there was nothing doing. Excellent recovery by Quinito. Angolan international defender. Suarez now with Gleison, one Brazilian to another. Gleison accelerating here. Eddie Afonso in support. Jabrane, Yano and Thiago Azulão in the middle. Was fired in across the penalty box, but once again nothing to really trouble the away defence. He was just gambling, hoping that one of his teammates would throw themselves at that ball in the middle. Terrific crowd here today in this stadium. This hot Saturday afternoon in Luanda. Headed by Eddie Afonso, back to his goalkeeper, Wellington Lima. Hasn't really seen any of the action since the goal went in. That's a loose ball by Tocarneiro. El Hassouni. Jabrane has the time to line up the shot. It's a fabulous goal. And just before half-time here, Wydad Casablanca double their lead. It has been a first half of few chances, really. But Yahya Jabrane just saw the opportunity open up. Nobody came to press him. And it was a terrific strike from distance. The Wydad captain with the goal. And it's a long way back now for Petro Luanda. Jabrane with his 8th goal altogether this season. His 5th in this Champions League campaign. And a proper captain's goal it was too. Well, the murmurings of discontent among the home fans now. It was always going to be a big ask in Casablanca next week for the Angolan side. And now they have a 2-0 deficit to claw back in the second half here this afternoon. You feel that they surely need at least a draw if they're to stand a chance going into that second leg. Two away goals, a 2-0 lead at the interval in Luanda today for Wydad Casablanca, the 2-time African champions. Yellow card for Gleison. Wydad will not be in a hurry to take this free kick. We've had the 2 added minutes in this first half. And there is the half-time whistle. And a sucker punch on the stroke of the interval from Yahya Jabrane to put Wydad Casablanca 2-0 up here after the early own goal by the home skipper, Thiago Azulao. And you do feel like Wydad Casablanca are very much on their way to the final. A long way to go in this tie, but they're absolutely in control at the break. And they are celebrating that fact. It's Petro Luanda 0. Wydad Casablanca 2 at the break here. Teams make their way off, and pretty remarkable statistics really. 2 attempts on goal from Wydad Casablanca, 1 on target. That was Yahya Jabrane's effort on the stroke of half-time that made it 2-0. Petro Luanda have had 64% of the possession here, and yet they've not really been able to trouble Wydad properly at the other end. Plenty of balls into the box from out wide, a couple of ambitious shots from range. They are being taken apart really by a devastating away performance in the Champions League from Wydad, and I think the home supporters are stunned. This is the opening goal, 16 minutes in. Yahya Attiat Allah's free kick from the right-hand side, and a touch off the head of the home captain, Thiago Azulao. That made it 1-0. In response, not a lot to shout about for the home team. Trying to create opportunity, but too much on the pass aimed at Eddie Afonso. And Yano getting his head to that ball, helped on by Thiago Azulao, but well off target. Jabrane from long range, making it 2-0 on the stroke of half-time.